Hello dear students, welcome to Social Science class. I am Mr. Rafiq, Department of Social Science. Through my videos, I am trying to help you to make the subject interesting. Today, I am going to take the first chapter of class 7 and the title of the chapter is Europe in Transition. Let's start the chapter. Children, you can see the picture of Hagia Sophia. This is one of the important monuments in the history of the world. It was built in the 6th century AD. Now it is preserved as a history museum in Turkey. It is a great model of the architectural splendors of Constantinople. Architectural splendors means architectural excellence of Constantinople. Constantinople is a city rich in historical monuments. So my dear children, do you know the importance of Constantinople in the history of the world? Let's discuss. The new name of Constantinople is Istanbul, and this was the capital of Eastern Roman Empire. It had a great place in the history of the world. Students, now we will study the features of Constantinople. Features means the specialty of this place. One by one I will list all. The first point, center of knowledge. Constantinople was the main center of knowledge. The second point, abode of scholars and treasure trove of scholarly texts, means that Constantinople was the center of many educated persons and also the center of different valuable books. The third point, gateway from Asia to Europe. Constantinople was the main entrance from Asia to Europe. We can see the map now. In the map, we can locate the Constantinople between Europe and Asia. These are the three main features or specialities of Constantinople. The Turks conquered Constantinople in 1453. It resulted in the fall of centuries-old Eastern Roman Empire. So in 1453, Turks conquered Constantinople and Eastern Roman Empire came to an end. So before we learned, Constantinople was the center of scholars, artists and writers. So these people migrated to nearby areas in great numbers. Many of them migrated to Italy. Do you know why did they migrated to Italy? We are going to learn the reason for this. Italy was a country who always encouraged Greco-Roman tradition, which means Italy encouraged the mixed culture of Greek and Rome. This was the main reason the Constantinople people migrated to Italy. The second reason is the Italian traders were patrons of art, literature and culture. Means that the rich Italian traders encouraged and promoted art, literature and culture. So Italy was the great place for the Constantinople writers, artists and scholars. They hoped that Italy would be a great platform to exhibit their talents. The next reason is these traders were keen to preserve the historical and cultural heritage. Italian traders played a major role to protect the historical and cultural heritage. These are the three main reasons scholars, artists and writers migrated from Constantinople to Italy. Normally, when these scholars, artists and writers raised in Italy, they got better opportunities to think and learn. By the end of 13th century, the Renaissance, which began in Italy, started growing and spread to other nations. Now you got a new term, that is Renaissance. Let's discuss about the Renaissance. In the medieval period, arts, literature and history were centered on religious ideology. Means that whatever they write, draw, paint or make, everything were based on religious concepts. All the books were written in Greek and Latin languages because these two languages were considered as the languages of scholars. But by the beginning of the 13th century, Latin and Greek languages lost their importance and the regional languages like English, Spanish and French came to this place. The writers of this period chose the life of common people as the main theme of their works. Means that whatever they write, draw, paint or make, they used human as their characters. So the literature of this period was no longer mixed with religion and was completely based on normal human life. Not only in literature, similar changes occurred in other art forms like painting and sculpture. So they started giving prime importance to various aspects of human life. This vision is known as humanism. So children, I told you in every field like literature, arts and sculpture, the experts of these fields gave importance to various aspects of human life. Their works were perfectly based on human life. So this is known as humanism. The spirit of humanism inspired new thoughts on the universe and human life. It promoted reasoning and the spirit of inquiry. This led to a new awakening in all aspects of human life became visible in Europe. This is known as Renaissance. So children, what is Renaissance? The new changes in every field of human life, that is in the field of arts, literature, sculpture, industries, etc. become clearly visible in Europe. These new changes are known as Renaissance. Children, today what we learned? Let's have a quick review. Arts, literature and history in the medieval period were centered on religious ideology. This was the first point we learned. The second point was Greek and Latin languages were considered as scholastic. The third point was in the beginning of 13th century, these two languages lost their importance and the regional languages like English, Spanish and French came to this place. And the fourth point is the writers of this period were chosen the life of the common man as the main theme of their works. The next point is this was the transition period from religious point of view to humanity. The next point, this period had given importance to human life and the vision of scholars were centered on the various aspects of human life. This is known as humanism. Humanism was the new spirit that inspired unique thought on the universe and human life. It promoted reasoning and spirit of inquiry, which led to Renaissance. What is Renaissance? A new awakening in all aspects of human life in Europe is known as Renaissance. Okay students, through this class we learned the first division of chapter 1. Hope you all have understood the concept well. Through the upcoming videos we will get to know more about this chapter. Thank you for being with me.